guys, it's Morgan coming to you with the Shlog number 121. We are back and after it. Had an awesome race up on the plateau with the Rocky Mountain Enduro circuit at the Snowshoe Enduro. If you guys haven't checked out that video, I'll put the card right up here. I had a great ride. Rode really clean all day. Didn't have a ton of speed. Ended up 38th overall and 5th in the class, but had a ton of fun. So we're back at it. I'm fired up to be back at work. I've been checking in parts all day, so I haven't been doing much. But Mr. Sheets has been rocking and rolling. He's right over there. He seems a little less angry because he got to ride his mountain bike down a bunch of trails. He did a few big backflips, he said. I'm waiting for the video proof of that. But I don't know. Biggest news right now though, guys, is that it's raining and we are stoked because it just keeps raining around here and it's awesome. So excited. Things coming on the Shlog this week are Hinson high performance clutch for my KTM Daisy. Really excited about that. Let's take a look and see what's inside this box. It's pretty cool. So Daisy has 260-ish hours on her. That's 260 hours on that clutch. 3 pistons now, mainly because one, I had to replace one early because it overheated the heck out of it. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put that right here of me helicoiling the cylinder on that thing. That was exciting. Oh, by the way, quick check-in on that. The bike's got over 100 hours since I did the helicoils and it's running perfectly. So I guess it works. I want to try it out before I do it on any customer stuff, and I guess that worked out good. But the clutch recently has started to drag a little bit and not be quite as crisp as normal, so I called up our friends at Hinson and I got a clutch kit coming. So let's take a look and see what we got. Boom. Clutch kit comes with all new fibers, and they are beautiful. CNC machine fiber plates with lots of friction material on them. They look awesome. Brand new seal plates, and let's see. So it's interesting because I'm wondering, I've got these 2 bags of steel plates, and Hinson says that what you do is you take one of these are thinner. You take one of these thin ones, put it in first, then you go fiber, then steel fiber using the thicker steels, which are in here, and then you end with a thin one. So it must be that they know more than me. So I'm excited about that because honestly, the YZ with the full Hinson basket and clutch in it is amazing. It's absolutely brilliant. And I sold a clutch kit like this to Jimmy Neihart. Jimmy, how's it going? Who watches this channel, and he said it was instantly better than the bike had ever been stock. So I'm excited. Then the other cool thing is it comes with a new diaphragm spring, which is really cool. These are supposed to be a higher quality steel than the stock ones and should hold up better. I'm excited to see how that works. So probably that's the next thing you guys are going to see is me doing that. I don't know if I'm going to get it done today or tomorrow, but probably be pulling the KTM in here. Needs a service after that race anyway. Slap a clutch in it, get it ready because the next race is coming in 2 weeks, going to the Shady Burrow Enduro down in South Fork, Colorado, which is supposed to be a rad race, super gnarly. 2 days of over 100 miles each, so that's gonna be awesome. Ooh, this is a good one, guys. So he is working on the 2005 KTM 250SX that had a bad stator, also had a bad top end. The cylinder plating was kind of coming off, and the gentleman wanted us to put Electron on it, so we did that. We put the Electron on, rebuilt the top end, got the cylinder replated by Millennium, got the stator in there, everything is good, fired up, idled great, really good, but wasn't running quite right. And our friend Foxy Bibs, who you guys have seen here, was like, hey, and he looked in the exhaust at the screen. I'll show you. It's clean now, but it wasn't. But it's down in there. And I've had this problem before, but I didn't even really think about it. That screen on 2-strokes gets clogged up if the bike's run a little bit rich. It actually gets clogged up anyway, but faster if it's running a little bit rich. So we, anyway, took that thing out, the thing ran perfectly. So if you have a KTM and you have an Enduro Engineering in-cap spark arrestor that uses a screen, check that thing often. Do it. Trust me, you'll thank me or someone else for it, or maybe Foxy Bibs actually, because yeah, it cleaned the thing up, ran great. We were gonna get ready to adjust a bunch of stuff on the Electron and all that, but Foxy Bibs happens to be standing here, walks around, he's like, oh, look, that's dirty. I'm like, yeah, there we go. I gotta get after it here. I gotta figure out what's next for Mr. Sheets and then move on. All right, guys, so got the KTM in here, and I'm that guy. It's super dirty because I haven't had a chance to wash it. But it's my bike, so it's different. I don't care. We're gonna install this clutch. It's super simple. If you've never installed a clutch in a dirt bike, you should definitely not be afraid to do it because it's really, really easy. Let me just give you the quick rundown. So right here, this ring is pushing on this. This is a big diaphragm spring, so it's pushing on that. This plate behind it is called the pressure plate, and then I'm gonna open it up and show you guys what's in there. But so the nice thing about doing just a clutch pack is really all you gotta do is take these bolts out, slide everything out, put the new one in, put the bolts back in, and you're good to go. So that ring, I'm gonna keep that just like it is and set it over here out of the way. This spring's getting replaced. One thing to know about these KTMs is that this little guy comes loose. It sits in here on the pressure plate to keep the spring from digging into the aluminum. Don't lose that or you'll be a very sad individual. These two gaps right here, that is for being able to pull this clutch out. So gonna rotate it, just there we go. So now you can reach in here, way down in there, pull the whole clutch out. And you take a look, you can see how that steel plate is worn funky and it's silver out here and dark in here. That's because it's gotten real hot a few times. There's another funky spot. That one looks all right. They're all definitely burnt. So it's definitely time for a new clutch. That's the last of them. Now Henson says, take one of these thinner plates. Now here's something that a lot of people don't talk about. When you have something steel like this that's obviously been punched out probably, or maybe it's CNC cut, there's kind of a rounded edge and then there's a sharp edge. And like, so, I don't know, you probably can't see it on the camera very well, but this edge is the sharp edge, and I want to keep that towards the pack and not on the steel or the aluminum of the inner hub. So I'm going to put that in first. There's our other thin one. I'm going to set it up underneath the camera there. Now we're going to start alternating. Now we got our other thin one, and again, I want the rounded edge towards the aluminum pressure plate. So I'm gonna find that. It should be this one. So we're gonna put that up. Take our pressure plate. There we go. New spring. This ring here is how you adjust the tension on the spring, which is really cool. You can't do that with Japanese bikes, but you can with these. So right now it's in the middle. I'm actually gonna try, since I got a brand new clutch and it's supposed to be super rad and have a lot of grip, I'm actually gonna try these in the #1 position. Now I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a 1, a 2, and a 3. Let me show you how that works. The back side here has different levels, right, of again, I don't know if you can see that very well, but you can see that that's the thickest, that's middle, and that's the thinnest. So we're gonna put it in the #1 position this time. All right, guys, so putting the clutch bolts back in, the bolts for the pressure plate and the spring back in, and I was gonna put them in the #1 position, see if I could get a little lighter feel, but I did a little research and figured out that what you're wanting to do is actually make the Belleville washer, which is that big diaphragm damper spring, flat, like level, when it's fully tightened down. So I'm actually going to put them back in the number 2 position and see if that gets it nice and flat. If it does, then we'll go with that. If not, then we can adjust it with the other one. I guess the correct way to do it is, if you wanted a lighter pull, would actually be to get a different spring, a different washer. So I'm going to put them back in the number 2, tighten those down, and we'll check and see if it's nice and flat. Alright, so we got them all tightened down. Got a machinist ruler. I'm going to just set that down on there. Make sure it doesn't rock. And it doesn't, and there's no gaps. If you look closely, there's no gaps anywhere. So that looks good. I'm going to put the cover back on and be good to go. Quick update on the Carbon Up cover. It's been great. I haven't had any issues with it. It's been awesome. I haven't really hit it on anything too much, but I'll show you. I do have a couple little dings in it, and it seems to have held up and not caused any problems. So yeah, put that back on here, get the brake pedal back on, it'll be good to go. And then yeah, move on to the next thing, guys. Right on, guys, we're back at it. I got a 500 XCW up here for a big service. The guy that owns this thing lives in Texas. He used to have a house in Telluride. He sold that house, so now he just comes up and rents a hotel or whatever, a house or something like that, and rides for a little while. Then he stores his bike down here in Montrose. So I just went and picked it up from the storage unit. We're going to do a full service, new tires, maybe forks. I got to see if those are leaking. They might be. Anyway, go through the whole thing, check all the nuts and bolts, make sure everything's good, and get it ready for him. He's coming in tomorrow at 10, so he can ride for the weekend and maybe a little longer. Anyway, that's something we do here for folks. A lot of folks have places in Telluride, either store bikes up there or store them down here. We go get them and get them ready for them when they come out. So, all right, guys, so working on the 500. Got the oil changed. Obviously, that's no big deal. Didn't need to show you guys that, but one of the concerns was that he had a weep on this fork seal right here. And so take a good look at that. That's all the oil that was on there. It wasn't like drooling down and everything. I mean, obviously there's buildup of dirt and stuff from the weep, but I've inspected the fork leg and it looks good. I don't think there's any dings or anything like that. So what I'm going to do for him, because he really doesn't ride this thing that much, I'm going to try just cleaning the fork seal for him, and then if that doesn't work, the next time he leaves town we can do fork seals. But I don't want him to miss any riding because you know, I can't get it done in time or whatever. But that's not enough of a leak for me to worry about it like ruining anything. So I'm going to show you how we do that. I've done this before in a video, but I'll show you guys here. It's super easy, and a lot of times it works. Start by taking a flat blade screwdriver, and you're going to come in here and get the dust seal down. There we go. Then we got our seal doctor from Risk Racing. Super easy to use. It just says oil seal right there. Clip that on there. Make sure the oil seal's up. Then you're gonna, and it's nice and clean. You're gonna come up here and you're just gonna slowly rotate that up into the seal. And we just rotate it around. And it's got some gunk and stuff on it, so that's kind of a good sign, honestly, that we get something out of there. Come back in with some brake clean. Get up in there with a rag. Really clean it so there's nothing hanging up. Get our muck off motorcycle protectant or pledge, whatever, and spray that around there. Come back in with a rag. And what that does, like I said in other videos, that really helps to slick this whole thing up, make it move nice and smooth. Probably part of what was going on is that since he doesn't ride it a lot and it hangs out a lot, these seals and the fork legs probably got pretty dry, and it might have just leaked a little bit because of that. But I think that's going to probably take care of it. So then here I put a little bit of grease in there. Use our Zach Sheets special grease gun. Just put a little bit in there, and then we're going to spin it around as we go up so it spreads that grease around. And then when we're done with the service, we'll take it all, you know, we'll wash this thing up really good, make sure it looks nice, but get that extra dirt off the fork leg, just like that. So now I gotta change some tires. I've already checked most of the bolts, but I'm gonna go around. One thing in a service, especially on a bike that just kind of sits and hangs out, is I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna touch every one of the hose clamps on the radiator lines, because those things get loose a lot. They, you know, just from heat and cold, heat and cold, heat and cold, and people haven't tightened them down. So I'm gonna go around and hit all those. But like I said, right now I'm changing tires. I'll show you guys what we put on here in just a second. What's happening, guys? Kenny's here. Pretty much done with the 500. Let me just show you what we're running for tires on this thing. It's mainly a dual sport. We got Starcross 5 on the front, a big fat one, 90/90. And we're running the Scorpion, what is this? Scorpion XC Mid Hard rear. That is actually an awesome rear tire. Holds up really good. I actually raced the entire Baja 1000 solo on one of those. It's a long story. In fact, if you guys want to watch the story time about my Baja solo experience, I'll put a card right up here. It was a heck of a thing that I somehow luckily pulled off. But yeah, that tire is awesome for dual sport, like with obviously an orientation towards dirt. So 500's done. Zach is working on the F650 GS over there. He's doing fork seals, tires, and an oil change for that guy. He's gonna be ready to rock and roll. And next on the lift is this beautiful FE501. Really excited to work on that because we're gonna make it go fast. So it's an FE501S, so it's fully street legal, all choked up and blah from the factory. So we're gonna fix that part. And then also we have a really cool thing to install, and I'll show you guys that here in just a second. All right, I got the 501 up here on the lift. The first thing we did was put an FMF 4.1 on there, put the spark crusher tip in it, and now, boom, the key to making these things run really well if you don't want to get it remapped. A lot of dealerships won't remap them, some will. I don't know why, but anyway. With the Vortex ECU, you get 10 preset maps. You just plug the thing in and they immediately run better. But the other thing that you have to do when you're doing that is take out arguably the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen added to a 4-stroke motorcycle, and that's a set of reeds in the intake. They go right in there. There's like this little rubber thing that kind of holds it in there. It's just glued in there. You rip that thing out, then you peel these things out, they come out all good to go. So yeah, we're gonna plug the ECU in, button this thing back up, and then go take it for a test ride. It's gonna be awesome. All right, guys, so we're gonna be setting sag on this, and this is Mike, the guy who did the Flying W last week. So we're setting the sag so that doesn't happen again.
Still working. Gotta figure out.
If we still need to do more, which I think we probably do, we probably need a different spring. Hey guys, how's it going? It is Friday today, and we're getting stuff done, or at least Zach's getting stuff done. And he's doing fork seals on this WR, and the right side he's got right over there seems pretty normal. Everything seems fine. He's working on that, and he just mentioned, he's like, Morgan, I think there's something wrong. And a couple things you can see here. First of all, this looks a little long right now. And more importantly, when you do this, that's gnarly, super gnarly. It's probably honestly never been apart looking at it. So this is a little note for all of you people who think you don't like service your suspension until it leaks. That's the kind of thing that happens. I'm sure this has never been apart. It probably just You know, was abused and abused and abused, and some nut came loose. We're gonna find out. So we'll check back in when we get to there and show you exactly what is wrong and how bad it is. But that's gonna be a good one. All right, Zach got the fork apart, and this gentleman is lucky. The damper rod came loose from the cap, and it did munch the threads up there a little bit. You can see in there, but I think we're gonna be able to save it, so that's good for him. and it'll be okay. But yeah, guys, service your suspension. Whether you do it yourself or you have someone like us do it more often so that thing doesn't happen. Fortunately, it's not going to cost him a pile of money, but, well, except for Zach Sheets in his anger may extract more money from him. Also, we still have not decided on the name for the Manatee. Right there. Still don't know if it's a girl or a boy. Don't know its name. We've got some awesome suggestions. Princess Starshine is a good one that we got from a little girl who I guess watches the videos. Barbara Manatee. If you guys haven't checked that out, actually, I'll put a link to why I think Barbara might be the best name. So if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, so keep them coming. Zach, I mean, it's up to him eventually, but look at him. I mean, look at him. He's so cute. Or it. I guess it's an it. We're not going to push it to gender yet. Look, it's even moving around. Oh yeah. Yeah, see? And look, it makes him smile. Spencer Gibbs!
Hey, what's up?
He's on camera. Holy moly! I haven't seen this guy in forever.
Forever.
Guys, thank you so much for joining me for the Shlog. I had a blast this week. I hope you guys did too. Hope you learned something. I hope you guys like watching these videos. If you guys ever have any questions at all, comment below. I absolutely would love to answer any questions you have. Also, feel free to email me at morgan@highland-cycles.com. That's probably the fastest way to get a hold of me. Or over at our Facebook page, if you go to facebook.com/highlandcycles, you can send me a message there, and I get back to those pretty fast too. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a ton to me that you watch. If you think we've earned it, I would love to see you subscribe and join us in this journey of learning about motorcycles, riding motorcycles, and having a ton of fun. Anyway, I love you. I want you to get out, spread the gospel of two wheels, and I desperately hope that what we're doing here at Highland Cycles is inspiring you to work on and get out and ride your dirt bikes!